Hello friends, today I want to tell you a story that could change the way you look at failure. A story of a man who was rejected 1009 times, but still refused to give up. A man whose white beard and warm smile became the symbol of one of the biggest fast food brands in the world. Yes friends, this is the story of Colonel Harland Sanders, the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. Childhood and early struggles. Born in 1890 in a small town in Indiana, USA, Harland Sanders faced hardship from the very beginning. When he was just 6 years old, his father passed away. His mother had to work all day, and little Harland was left to cook and care for his younger siblings. It was there, in that small kitchen with firewood and an old pan, that his love for cooking was born. Life of failures. But life was never easy. He dropped out of school after 7th grade. Then came job after job, and failure after failure. He worked as a farmhand, but got fired. A streetcar conductor, but lost the job. An insurance salesman, but failed again. A railway worker, but got injured and left. He even worked at a gas station, but fights and bad luck followed him. By his 40s, Sanders had tried more than a dozen jobs, and failed at almost every single one. The first ray of hope. In 1930, at the age of 40, he opened a small gas station in Kentucky. There, he started serving travelers the food he loved to cook, especially his fried chicken, made with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. People loved it! They started coming not just for fuel, but for food. Soon, his reputation grew, and in 1936, the governor of Kentucky awarded him the honorary title of Colonel. He had finally found success, but destiny had another test waiting. Another fall. Years later, a new highway route was built, which diverted all traffic away from his restaurant. Within months, his business collapsed. He lost everything. At the age of 65, he was broke, with only $105 from his Social Security check. Most people would have given up, but not Colonel Sanders. He said, "I'm not done yet. My life's work has just begun." He decided to sell his chicken recipe to restaurant owners. So he packed his old car, cooked small samples of his chicken, and drove from one restaurant to another. He would say, "Try my recipe. If your customers love it, give me a small share of your profits." But guess what happened? He was rejected again and again. Not once, not twice, but 1009 times. Every time someone said no. Every time the door closed in his face. But every time he whispered to himself, maybe the next one will say yes. And finally, someone did. In 1955, a restaurant owner tried his recipe, and people loved it. That was the beginning of Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. Soon, KFC spread across America, then across the world. In just a few years, Colonel Sanders went from a 65-year-old man with nothing to a global icon. He sold his company for $2 million, but stayed on as its brand ambassador, wearing his white suit, black tie, and that unforgettable smile. Today, KFC has over 25,000 restaurants in more than 145 countries around the world. And that smiling white-bearded face on every box of chicken? That's not just a logo. That's a symbol of faith, persistence, and never giving up. Colonel Sanders passed away in 1980 at the age of 90. But his spirit lives on in every person who believes that it's never too late to start again. The moral. Failure is not the end. It's only the beginning of something greater. If a man who failed all his life, who started again at 65 and was rejected over 1,000 times, can build one of the world's most successful companies, then my friend, what's stopping you? Age doesn't matter. Background doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your belief in yourself. This was the story of Colonel Harland Sanders, the man who turned rejection into success and failure into fried chicken fame. So if you ever feel like giving up, remember the man who started at 65 and built a global empire. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who never stop trying. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mindshift Power, where we turn real-life stories into motivation.
All right.